I finally watched Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and honestly, it was everything I expected. Epic, beautiful, unforgettable. But as the credits rolled, I kept thinking about one thing. How do you fit one of the greatest stories ever written into a single movie? The truth is, you can't, because Homer's original Odyssey is far bigger than any film. In fact, some of its most shocking moments never made it to the screen. And a few scenes didn't happen the way the movie shows them at all. So today, we are separating the movie from the mythology. And by the end of this video, you'll know what Christopher Nolan couldn't fit, what he changed, and the unbelievable truths hidden inside the original Odyssey. Let's start with the biggest misconception. The movie makes it feel like Odysseus' journey became dangerous because of monsters. But that's not what the original mythology says. According to Homer, Odysseus' greatest enemy wasn't the Cyclops, it was his own pride. After escaping the Cyclops, he could have sailed away safely. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody could have followed him. But instead, he turned back and shouted his real name across the sea. That one decision didn't just anger the Cyclops, it reached the ears of someone far more powerful, Poseidon, the god of the sea. And from that moment on, this wasn't just a journey home anymore, it became a curse. But even the movie never shows what Poseidon's curse actually cost Odysseus. Here's the first thing the movie leaves out. After Poseidon cursed Odysseus, his journey didn't become dangerous overnight. It became unpredictable. One of the very next places he reached was an island unlike anything you've ever seen. There were no monsters, no battles, no bloodshed, just a single flower. But according to the original Odyssey, anyone who tasted it forgot everything. Their family, their purpose, even the desire to go home. These were the lotus eaters. And this wasn't just another obstacle. It was the first time Odysseus almost lost his men without a single sword being drawn. The film moves past this chapter very quickly. But in the original mythology, it was a warning. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy isn't the one trying to kill you. It's the one that makes you forget what you're fighting for. And the next part of Odysseus' journey was even stranger, because the woman he was about to meet didn't just defeat warriors, she changed them into something else entirely. If the Lotus Eaters tested Odysseus' mind, the next person he met tested everything else. The movie introduces Circe, the powerful sorceress who turns men into pigs. But here's what the film doesn't fully tell you. Odysseus didn't defeat her and immediately continue his journey. According to the original Odyssey, he stayed on her island for an entire year, not as a prisoner, not because he couldn't escape, but because, for the first time in years, he and his exhausted crew finally found peace. No storms, no monsters, no fear, just a chance to stop running. But eventually, his own men reminded him that Ithaca was still waiting, and that's when Circe revealed something the movie only briefly touches on. If Odysseus wanted to reach home, he first had to travel to the land of the dead. Yes, before he could find his way home, he had to speak to the dead. This might be the most unbelievable part of the entire Odyssey. Before Odysseus could find his way back home, he had to do something no living man had ever done before. Travel to the underworld. And yes, according to the original mythology, he actually went there, not to fight, not to rescue someone, but to speak with the dead. The movie only touches on this journey, but in Homer's Odyssey, it's one of the most important moments in the entire story, because that's where Odysseus meets the blind prophet Tiresias, and instead of giving him hope, Tiresias gives him a warning that would decide whether he ever saw Ithaca again. He tells Odysseus, no matter what happens, do not touch the sacred cattle of the sun god. Because if your men do, almost none of you will ever make it home. And sadly, that's exactly not what happened. Despite the warning, the prophecy came true. After weeks at sea, Odysseus and his crew reached an island where the sacred cattle of the sun god grazed peacefully. Odysseus knew the prophecy. He warned his men again and again. Do not touch them. But then a violent storm trapped them there for days. Their food ran out. Hunger turned into desperation. And while Odysseus was asleep, his own crew made the one mistake they had been warned never to make. They killed the sacred cattle. The movie moves through this tragedy very quickly. But in the original mythology, this wasn't just another mistake. It was the moment everything was lost. Zeus answered with a single lightning strike. The ship was destroyed. Every member of Odysseus' crew died. Every one of them except Odysseus. After 10 years of war and the years of suffering at sea, he was finally completely alone. You'd think after losing his entire crew, Odysseus' suffering was finally over, but the original mythology had one more cruel twist. The movie briefly introduces Calypso, the mysterious goddess who saves Odysseus. But here's what the film doesn't fully show. He didn't stay with her for a few days or even a few months. According to Homer, Odysseus was trapped on her island for 7 years. 7 years watching the sea, knowing his home was out there, but unable to reach it. Calypso even offered him something no king could ever refuse: immortality, a life without pain, a life without death. But Odysseus refused, because after everything he had lost, he wanted only one thing: to see Ithaca one last time. And that's what makes the Odyssey so much more than a story about monsters. It was always a story about one man who never gave up on going home. Eventually, after 20 long years, Odysseus finally returned to Ithaca. But even then, his journey wasn't truly over. According to the original Odyssey, he couldn't simply walk back into his own palace. Nobody recognized him. Not because he had changed his clothes, but because Athena herself disguised him as an old beggar. Only then, after testing the loyalty of the people around him, did Odysseus finally reveal who he really was. And after everything he'd survived, the monsters, the storms, the gods, the underworld, the real victory was making it home. Christopher Nolan gave us an incredible film, but Homer's original Odyssey is even bigger, even stranger, and filled with stories that no single movie could ever contain. And that's exactly why, thousands of years later, people are still telling it. Because some journeys never truly end. But this is only the beginning. Because history is filled with stories far more incredible than fiction. Alexander the Great, the Roman Empire, ancient Egypt, the Trojan War, the mysteries that still confuse historians, and the legends the world never forgot. We'll uncover them all, one story at a time, right here on Project ZENO.